across to Bembridge for, well, a couple of days anyway, and then I might be staying on longer than Seb after that. We would maybe going to Portsmouth, we may be going to Hamble, don't really know yet. Got a week or two sailing coming up on and off, depending on the weather. So there's lots and lots of activity on the radio today, pans all over the place, and we are just cruising. Seb and I are in Bembridge, and I'm repeating Gary Dack's famous chunky chicken with veg in the pan here. It's all coming along again. Hopefully this will be better than the last time. This is the third time I've done it. Well, we obviously, the first time with Alex has started it off when we were crossing to Cherbourg. That was pretty good. The second time I did it on my own, it wasn't so good, and I've taken a few hints from Alex. So just to round this off, Seb and I are now having our seconds with Gary Dack special chunky chicken from M&S with veg. I can't keep going on about this enough. Whilst we watch Top Gear repeats from 2007 or 2008. Yeah, there's the camera I was shooting the last bit on. And yeah, it's a lovely evening. The tide is out in Bembridge, and very peaceful. Well, as you can hear, it's somewhat gusty out there at the moment. It's probably force 6 to gusting 7. Still in Bembridge. It's very windy. I hope the microphone is coping. Busy evening on the causeway here at Bembridge, setting off to the Vine. So there's cricket going on at St Helens, while Seb and I ignore that, unfortunately, and head up to the Vine for some supper. But part of the scenery ever since I've come to Bembridge, the old rusting hulk, which you can see is actually wavering in the breeze here. Just walk around. I've been photographing it ever since I came for the first time. It's kind of a lovely old bit of something which I quite like photographing. Well, I know you're not really supposed to be photographing your food nowadays, but I just thought I'd add this to the video because I'm not my stay in Bembridge. Steak and Guinness pie at the Vine. Very nice it looks too. And this is the view out over the cricket pitch, which last night had a lot of people out playing cricket. All looked very friendly. It's about 5:15 in the morning on Wednesday, middle of July. Tide's on its way out. and I'm going to Osborne Bay for a few hours to anchor and do a bit of work, and then onto Beaulieau River, pick up a mooring. Yeah, it's a lovely quiet-ish morning. Breeze hasn't really quite started to pick up, which suits me. Getting off the berth here was very, very easy. Literally just tidied the lines away, practically put them in the cockpit before I had to move off. The boat didn't move at all, so that was really good. It's reversed out. To a lovely dawn. Sun's just rising. Stick some ropes on now. Well, I've arrived at Osborne Bay off the Isle of Wight. I'm anchoring here. It's now kind of 7:30 in the morning. I've had a quite pleasant motoring trip into the wind to get here from Bembridge, but it's been, you know, pleasant, cool, early morning. And there's the kind of, I think it's the kind of boathouse where there was an old pier for Osborne House, which is behind the trees there. It's a peaceful spot. I'm the only one here, which is really rather nice. And although there's a bit of a breeze running, it's very comfortable. So yeah, I'll be here till about 3. Waiting for the tide so that I can go up to the Beaulieau River. Going past cows. Wait a minute. Well, it's getting choppy and lumpy here. Wind against tide. Start here. I've I've been setting up the camera. Oh God, that's really not good. So I've learned something. Which I'm sure I've learned before and then forgot. Was that with this device here, which allows you to kind of clamp your pans and things somewhat in place in a moving boat, you can actually bring them closer together and sit the pan up on top of it so that it's not so hot. So that's quite cool. Well, I continue to prepare. I've done some carrots and beans here. I'm expecting a lot of chuckling from those of you who actually know how to cook, and horror maybe, I don't know, whatever. I'm just gonna do my thing with what I've got. I don't have a proper full, kitchen of stuff here, so I'm going to put some. I put the veg in now. I put the veg in, and the onions and the garlic have simmered away nicely. I put the veg in. I'm putting some water in now, and I'm going to put some beef stock in because it's a beef-based dish. Maybe a bit of seasoning, I think. Well, it's just bubbling away there at the moment. I've put a little wine in there, some beef stock, and yeah, I'm hoping that it's better than just edible, but I'm not entirely confident. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Meanwhile, still optimistic that the solar panel is doing something. It won't be doing a lot now that it's 7 in the evening. It's a bit cloudy and it's pointing in the wrong direction. Yeah, and there's the river. And it's running fast now, the ebb tide. Right, the main event, if you like. This is the delightful looking, meltingly tender, chunky steak from M&S. There are other providers of food, of course, and that's going in. That is now pretty much it. It now needs to kind of warm up and simmer away for a while. While my food just continues to bubble away and finish cooking, I just thought I'd let you know I bought a book the other day, The Riddle of the Sands, Erskine Chalder's. It's a fantastic First World War era book about sailing off the coast of northern Germany and Holland. Highly recommended, very well written. It was a bestseller, and it's considered one of the best novels of all time. One of them, it's a really, really goodie. A great one to have on the boat, I reckon. I've also got the latest Beaulieu River brochure here with the tide tables and everything you need to know, which I was given by the harbour master who came along once I'd found myself this visitor's mooring and relieved me of £28, which I think is, it seems a lot of money, but it's probably half what it would cost to go into the marina. And I'm guessing that if I were to get into my dinghy and be bothered to pump the damn thing up and put the outboard on, I could probably use the facilities up there. But it's like, that's like a 45-minute or an hour's operation to get it all out, pump it up, motor up there and come back. It's not going to happen. So I'm on the mooring, which is fine, and it's very, very peaceful here, and that has a real cachet to it above being in a marina. I think it's just lovely. And being at Osborne Bay this morning at 8 o'clock with nobody else there, that was such a special thing. It was so sunny and warm. One of those little unexpected things you think it could be nice going there, and it was really, really pleasant. And yeah, I'll definitely go back. So yep, I think it's going to time for dinner in a sec, and I will let you know whether it was any good. And as I say, you can decide whether you believe that or not. See, I told you wouldn't believe me, but I had to crank the old camera up anyway, because it really is quite good. Yeah, I'm not lying. It's good, very tasty. Yeah, just left Beaulieau. Lots of boats out, practicing racing over there, and cows in front of me now. Just got my jib on its own. I'm downwind all this trip really to Hamble, and it's kind of busy. I just thought having a boomed out main or main with a preventer and on my own just gets a little bit complicated when things have to be addressed quickly. So I'm just going to toot along, making 5 knots over the ground, so absolutely no problem with speed. Yeah, it's a lovely day. Sun's out. So I just wanted to point out that here at Port Hamble, where I've arrived this afternoon, Jenny J is looking fine. She's looking fine. She's looking good. Little grubby around the bows where the mud from Osborne Bay hasn't been cleaned off yet, but you know, she's looking all right. However, when I kind of raise the camera and start looking around at some of the other boats here, yeah, she's a slightly more modest vessel in this day and age of boats that she's sharing this marina with. Swift Trawler 54, pretty much a large house, happens to be on the water. Well, this lovely Nicholson 32, of course, is in the same vintage, I imagine, as Jenny J. She's looking fine. But the Hansa 345 here, very much of the modern era. And we come along, there are some very fine boats. The Dale 30 OD, very, very high tech, and I'm guessing this will go incredibly fast if you know what to do with it. There's all sorts of stuff there I wouldn't have a clue what to do with. Hansa 460. Very elegant. Even the Dufour 360 here. More modest, but very fine, very fine. Now, Harbour, well, that's a good name. Harbour 29. Again, more of the Jenny J era. Very, very nice boat. On my way from Hamble to Cowes to meet Giles and Moana for the night, and we're going to chill out. I don't know what we're going to do, but you know, staying at East Cowes Marina. It was the only place that was available, but I've got a down tide berth, which is going to be exciting. I'll see how that goes. Particularly as I'm on my own, but hopefully there'll be someone to help. I've got to plan that one in my head. But yeah, it's a fantastic day again. You know, really, really lovely, gentle breeze. Just 12 knots apparent wind, and I've still just got the jib today, and we're just tootling along. At the moment we're only making 2.8 knots over the ground because against the tide as well, but yeah, she's sailing really well. We're probably doing 4.5 knots, I'm guessing, through the water. Difficult to be sure, but kind of that's looking like 4.5 knots to me. But yeah, really, really nice day out. There's Cowes in the distance. Heading across towards Bramble Bank, just clipping the corner off the shipping channel here. Going to be a bit careful I don't get too close. There is a big ship coming up past Cowes shortly in the distance, but I'll be well out of the channel then anyway. Yep, and there's Calshot, and in the background Southampton, of course. Cowes just over there, it's probably a mile away or something. I had to motor some of it. I'm going to have to motor the last bit. And the wind's dropped. Now we've got apparent 8.5 knots. And with my jib, this is where it's really a bit telling. She's doing her best, but I think the Genoa really would have been the right sail for this. But I'm not going to put it up just for this. These little quiet airs for the moment. The Autohelm's doing a great job. It was a really, really big success, and it's so nice to use, so easy to manage. And yeah, so at the moment, looking at the Raymarine there, we are on a course to pass to the left of that green starboard buoy. We're going, what, 2 knots over the ground, which is not very fast, and much of that is sideways. So anyway, it's been a very nice morning out on the water, and yeah, very much enjoyed coming out today. So this is pre-Port Solent rally in East Cowes, where we are with Giles and Jane and Moana having a very nice supper from the local pub, what's it called?
The lifeboat. The
lifeboat, yeah. So yeah, and massive portions.
Lovely portion of chicken there.
Yep, apparently this is shredded chicken. It tastes very good there. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, we're looking forward to Port Solent tomorrow, even though it'll possibly be raining when we get there. Here comes Moana. We've just left Cowes, East Cowes Marina. Had a very pleasant evening last night, and we're now on our way to Port Solent, but there's this Sail GP race on this afternoon, so we're going to have to negotiate our way through the traffic around the race area, so that'll be quite interesting. And yeah, I don't think we're going to see a lot because it'll be starting well after we've gone through, but anyway, we'll see a bit of stuff. Certainly lots of boats coming out from Cowes to train or to race this morning. Yeah, best of luck with the race training, I say. There's not a breath of wind, but they are there, and there are sails up, and they're hopeful. Giles is going to join in. He's going to join the race. He reckons on his chances. I've just been through a fairly significant shower coming up from Portsmouth. Well, it wasn't that much, but it was a bit of fun, and we're now entering the lock to go into Port Solent. The Moana's up ahead there, and yeah, so I'm going to be hopping in shortly. Hopefully it'll all go well. Giles' underwater jet riding. Chiseler is arriving. Yeah, sorry, I'm just going to... Well, we just had the Port Solent rally dinner at the restaurant back there, and now it's a wander back to the boat. Yes, so Giles and I are going to be leaving Port Solent shortly, and we've had a good stay here. We had a good meal out last night. Everyone came, as I said, and we're about to leave and go down to the middle of the harbour and pick up a mooring there. And so I'm going to just turn this radio off. It's just some signal. Someone's pressed their PTT or sat on it or something. And yeah, so we're going to be going down, picking up a mooring in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the harbour, a nice dirty old mooring that no one's using, and we're going to raft up and spend the day working on board our boats. I'm going to be cooking a chilli tonight for us both, and then tomorrow I don't know what we'll do, but you know, we're both going to be working and just on a mooring in the middle of the harbour, so that'll be quite fun. And yeah, we've had a really good stay, and we'll be leaving in a few minutes. So we've rafted up on this mooring in the middle of Portsmouth Harbour.
You can see the Spinnaker Tower over here. It's a perfect view all of the way straight out to the port.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, we've got this mooring, and we're hoping we don't get thrown off by the authorities. But it's a fantastic spot, and evening is setting in, and I'm cooking some chilli, and yeah, hopefully it'll be very good. And these big, what are these called? These markers?
Navigation marks.
The navigation marks, yeah, which transits for the big boats, yeah, coming into the harbour. Yeah, so that's what those are for. I'm spinning this camera around. Gosh, geese lines going out. Yeah, it's very interesting spot. Right, so I'm going to go down and cook some dinner. Capsicum, garlic, mince is just frying off over there, and I've got olive oil, kidney beans, obviously, peeled plum tomatoes, well, they'll do. Got to chop those. Yeah, then I've got to do some rice. So yeah, we've got Giles's boat just next door here. I don't know if you can see that. We're rocking around a little bit. Ooh, you can hear ooh, big ship going in and out or something. Yeah. Anyway, see, that's what you have to contend with cooking at sea. Well, cooking it in a big harbour anyway. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where it gets very exciting, because I have nowhere near the capacity of stuff to put things in. I just don't have the pan space for what I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm having to really compromise and, not compromise, but improvise is the right word. And yeah, I'm making stock here and frying pan. Well, it's actually a saute pan, I think, really. But come in. Giles is arriving for dinner. Yeah, I'm just doing a little bit to camera still to make it a bit more exciting.
Excellent. I've got pudding.
Oh, brilliant! Excellent. Yeah. Well, I think you might have to put it over there. I think you might have just put it over there.
Well, I'm very impressed.
I would reserve your judgment until you start eating. But you know, it should be all right if I can juggle everything. Yeah, it should be okay. Yeah. Well, I was very impressed with Gary's suggestion.
What's that?
Well, which is the chunky chicken from Marks and Spencer's, which is tins of chunky chicken, and then you just basically put some veg into it. Mm-hmm. Well, you start off with, you know, maybe a bit of onions and you know, just kind of fry them a little bit, and then you just chuck that in, a bit of Dijon mustard perhaps. Well, I mean, it is Alex's and my interpretation of it really, but you know, it was pretty straightforward. We cooked it on the way to Cherbourg, so it was.
Yeah, Gary is a bit of a master cook.
Well, he is. I don't know that he would be very impressed with what we actually came up with, but it tasted all right to us. And then I tried it again when I was on my own. I did it again in Bembridge, and then I did another version of it with M&S steak, and you know, it was good. It was all right.
So it's cans of.
It's just cans of either chunky chicken within a kind of whitish sauce, which you know, it just needs a bit of something more, you know. So I just chop up some veg, some beans and carrots.
It's designed as a meal in itself, then?
Well, I don't know that it would work terribly well on its own with nothing. Well, you know, yeah, I suppose you could just put it as a dish and then put other things on the side, but Gary's suggestion was just bung it all in a pot, which is what I did. Yeah. Well, what Alex came up with, the original one, and he did a bit of garlic, and you know, and it worked really well. It was a shame he felt a little bit seasick on the way over, so I had to finish it off, and he didn't eat much of it. But
so Alex was seasick.
Well, he was just a little bit kind of.
Seb was.
No, Seb's all right. He's fine. It's Alex who's not quite the sailor.
When we got to Cherbourg, Alex was looking fine, and Seb was looking green.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, really? He's normally fine.
He might have just been really tired.
Oh, well, he was just really tired. Yeah, it could be.
Ben's friend is friends with Seb, isn't he?
Ben is a friend of Seb's. Yeah.
Yeah, because.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he went to bed, didn't he?
Well, so supper was a success up to a point. The rice wasn't brilliant, I have to confess, but the chilli was okay. It was good, and I think it took longer to do the washing up than it did to cook the meal in the first place. But you know, Giles did most of that, which was very nice of him.
Apologies if your ropes kind of froth a little bit tomorrow.
Oh, I wouldn't worry.
I'll put some washing up liquid.
No, to stop them squeaking. Oh, it's very sensible. Well, it's. Well, it's a lovely evening. It's still a bit of a breeze, but not too much. Looking looking up to the northwest. And these 3 marker pylons here, transit pylons. Well, still on the mooring in the middle of the harbour, and the wind has picked up from about, well, just after lunch really. Really quite breezy, 20-25 knots. Yeah, there are the old frigates, or whatever they are, rusting away up the harbour. And the boats next to us. Portsmouth in the background. Filming the custard. It's very important that we film the custard into Moana, so different interior. So I just wanted to really show that this is how the woodwork in Moody 31 should look. Very, very smart, beautifully finished. Yeah, very impressive indeed. So yeah, we've got apple pies and custard.
That's good.
All good. I'm heading back to Chichester after a week and a bit away. Got a following breeze of 15 knots or so apparent wind speed, so it's probably getting near to 20 knots, which is a bit more than forecast. It is supposed to drop a bit, a little bit of time, then pick up again this afternoon after I've got back. So yeah, it's been good. Just look back at Portsmouth there. The rolling seas. I came up to East Head to anchor and perhaps go overnight and scrub the bottom, but I knew the forecast was a bit grey today and the winds were from the north, but it was supposed to be dropping. It's a little bit disappointing really. It's really grey and it's really quite windy. It's kind of 20 knots of wind, which is not, really isn't ideal. Anyway, I just thought, well, I'll come down and I'll just you can hear the, I'm sure you can hear the wind. Yeah, it's howling. Yeah. looking a bit grim and grey really for a summer's evening. And there's a boat that seems to have been careened there. I don't think it was intentional personally, and a couple of others who were definitely supposed to be here. And here I am on East Head, and it's howling northerly. Well, that's as good as it gets from Fray Bentos, which isn't saying much, but it's fine for me. And just make sure the gas is off. Turn it off down here. Ooh. And enjoy. I won't go hungry. I'm watching a repeat of Miranda tonight on TV. Yeah. Let's put Miranda on.
Isn't it? Hey?
First episode.
Let me get you up
First
to speed.
ever episode.
Previously in my life, my mother...
So motoring back from East Head to the mooring, and with our new... Well, you can hear the tapping, but the engine is so much quieter now that we've got this new engine mount, or two new engine mounts, but the one that was really degraded. Yeah, it's sounding so much better, but there's still this rhythmic tapping that cycles through. You hear it there. It's been there a long time. I'm not worried about it. It's just something that will end up, it could be another engine mount at the back that we haven't replaced. I don't know. Anyway, the whole thing is sounding an awful lot better on the whole, so I'm not too worried. It's kind of turning into a slightly pleasant sunset now. I think it must be about 8:15, I think. And left East Head behind, looking somewhat grey in the distance there. So back on the mooring at Thorney Island Sailing Club. It's quite early on Friday. I'm heading back home, and it's the finish of my couple of weeks or so sailing around a bit and working on board the boat and going to a club rally at Port Solent, and just generally being on board and obviously getting this engine partly fixed. Yeah, I will round it off and say goodbye.